Listening and speaking. Check it out. Did you see that I uploaded? Did you see I uploaded the homework in GC? Did you see? Okay, right. Wait. Here my internet also keep turning and turning and turning. So we have 2 lessons today. So we just can complete a lot of things. Okay. Right. So let me turn on the video first. Ready? Ready, you all? Okay. We are going to look at clip 3. Clip 3, Sherlock Holmes. Okay, actually this person is a person. This person is a person. Okay. Okay. Actually, I don't really know about him, but this video has made me read about him. Okay, now let's see. Wait, mine is also turning and turning and turning. Sherlock Holmes, British Council. Ready, all of you? Both monitors are not here, is it? Or only one monitor? Only one monitor or both monitors are not here?
Only one monitor.
Okay, okay, students, you are not allowed to eat now. Okay? Even before your class, I just managed to eat this. See, I was very hungry as well. I don't think your teachers eat in front of you during the lesson. Drinking, yes. Yeah, water is allowed, no problem. But you have just done your recess time, am I right? Okay? So you are not allowed to eat. And you know that not only me and other teachers will also enter our class. Okay, all right. Please understand that if you are given me opportunity, I would like to eat my rice as well, but this is my savior. Okay, right. Okay. So actually, just before your class, I had it. Okay, never mind. Just to let you know. Okay. Okay. So let us watch this video about Sherlock Holmes. Okay, hold on. It's quite slow. I hope I don't lag. Okay, I hope I don't lag. Hopefully. Ready? All of you ready? Okay. 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 I will walk away. I want to go and take my Panadol. Okay, students. But you listen. You watch this audio first. You watch this video first. Yeah. Okay.
The streets of London are full of history, but not all the famous characters associated with this city were real. More than 100 years ago, when people travelled by horse and cart and the foggy streets were lit by gaslight, one famous detective was leading the fight against crime. It was Victorian London, the time of Sherlock Holmes. The fictional character of Sherlock Holmes has been popular ever since he was created by author Sir Arthur Conan Doyle in the late 1800s. Since then, Holmes has appeared in many films.
Mr. Holmes? Hello.
From black and white classics to Hollywood blockbusters and TV dramas. Even though Sherlock Holmes wasn't a real person, you can find evidence of him all over London. There is a statue of Sherlock Holmes near Baker Street. Just around the corner, you can find his famous address, 221B. Ah, look! More evidence. The streets of London are full of history, but not all the famous characters associated with this city were real. More than 100 years ago, when people travelled by horse and cart and the foggy streets were lit by gaslight, one famous detective was leading the fight against crime. It was Victorian London, the time of Sherlock Holmes. The fictional character of Sherlock Holmes has been popular ever since he was created by author Sir Arthur Conan Doyle in the late 1800s. Since then, Holmes has appeared in many films.
Mr. Holmes? Hello.
From black and white classics to Hollywood blockbusters and TV dramas. Even though Sherlock Holmes wasn't a real person, you can find evidence of him all over London. There is a statue of Sherlock Holmes near Baker Street. Just around the corner, you can find his famous address, 221B. Ah, look! More evidence of Sherlock Holmes, a pub named after him. Let's pop in. There are lots of Sherlock-related things inside the pub. The pub even has its own room, which is supposed to look like Sherlock Holmes' study, with his famous pipe and laboratory instruments for his forensic or scientific approach to solving crimes. You can just imagine Sherlock Holmes and his assistant, Dr. Watson, discussing how to solve crimes here.
Well, whoever's behind all this thing must be out of his mind.
On the contrary, my dear fellow, if my assumptions are correct, this little scheme has behind it the most brilliant and ruthless intellect the world has ever known.
Roger Johnson is from the Sherlock Holmes Society of London. What makes Sherlock Holmes so interesting?
He's a hero, but he's a flawed hero in a way. He doesn't have superpowers in the way that, say, Superman does, or the Marvel Avengers. He's a real human being, and you can feel with Sherlock Holmes, as you can't do with Superman, yeah, I could be like that.
Why is he still so popular?
The main reason is that the original stories are so good. They're very well written, and they're tremendous fun to read.
The Metropolitan Police Heritage Museum shows the history of policing in London. Holmes was famous for his use of forensic or scientific techniques to solve crimes. His creator, Conan Doyle, visited police museums to gain inspiration for his stories. Alan Moss is a former policeman and historian. Do you think it was useful for Conan Doyle to visit places like this?
He was really interested in real-life crimes, but actually making those crimes into a really good story.
Police methods and crime-solving techniques have changed since the time of Sherlock Holmes. New technology means the scientific or forensic method is even more important. So there's evidence of Sherlock Holmes all across London. It looks like he's going to continue being a popular fictional character for many more years to come. I wonder what Sherlock would make of today's forensic work and policing techniques. I guess we'll never know.
Do you all need one more time, students? I think the one more time, can you play on your own or not? Because it's quite laggy. I don't know whether you get frustrated watching this. Do you? Are you okay with this quality? I can play for you. Okay, who wants me to play? Raise up your hand. Who wants to play on your own? You type in the chat box, type me. Because I have no choice, yeah? Is it me or you want me to watch? You want me to play or you want to play yourself? Mingjie? Yeah, I think you all better play yourself. It's really very laggy. Okay, huh? Okay, come on. I give you 5 minutes. 4 minutes. You listen first. Then we share the answer. You listen. You do one more time. Then we share the answers. Okay.
The streets of London are full of history, but not all the famous characters associated with this city were real. More than 100 years ago, when people travelled by horse and cart and the foggy streets were lit by gaslight, one famous detective was leading the fight against crime. It was Victorian London, the time of Sherlock Holmes. The fictional character of Sherlock Holmes has been popular ever since he was created by author Sir Arthur Conan Doyle in the late 1800s. Since then, Holmes has appeared in many films.
Mr. Holmes?
Hello.
From black and white classics to Hollywood blockbusters and TV dramas. Even though Sherlock Holmes wasn't a real person, you can find evidence of him all over London. There is a statue of Sherlock Holmes near Baker Street. Just around the corner, you can find his famous address, 221B. Ah, look! More evidence of Sherlock Holmes, a pub named after him. Let's pop in. There are lots of Sherlock-related things inside the pub. The pub even has its own room, which is supposed to look like Sherlock Holmes' study, with his famous pipe and laboratory instruments for his forensic or scientific approach to solving crimes. You can just imagine Sherlock Holmes and his assistant, Dr. Watson, discussing how to solve crimes here.
Well, whoever's behind all this thing must be out of his mind.
On the contrary, my dear fellow, if my assumptions are correct, this little scheme has behind it the most brilliant and ruthless intellect the world has ever known.
Roger Johnson is from the Sherlock Holmes Society of London. What makes Sherlock Holmes
Dan?
so interesting?
Shall we
He's a
discuss?
hero, but he's a flawed hero in a way. He doesn't have
Shall we?
superpowers in the way that, say, Superman does, or the Marvel Avengers. He's a real human being, and you can feel with Sherlock Holmes, as you can't do with Superman, yeah, I could be like that.
Why is he still so
Shall
popular?
we discuss, students?
The main reason is that the original
Anyone is
stories
still doing?
are
Can you raise
so
up your hand?
good. They're very well written, and they're
Anyone is still
tremendous
doing?
fun to read.
The Metropolitan Police Heritage
Okay, right.
Museum
Okay,
shows the
whoever
history
done,
of policing in
you
London.
are, while waiting for your
Holmes
friend,
was famous for
you
his
can
use of
actually look at
forensic
Clip4
or
as well.
scientific techniques to
Okay,
solve
you
crimes.
can actually
His
look for,
creator, Conan
you
Doyle,
can
visited police
Clip4,
museums
okay,
to gain
right? You can
inspiration
try,
for his stories. Alan Moss is a former policeman and historian.
Do you think it was useful for Conan Doyle to visit places like this?
He was really interested in real life crimes, but actually making those crimes into a really good story.
Police methods and crime-solving techniques have changed since the time of Sherlock Holmes. New technology means the scientific or forensic method is even more important.
So there's evidence of Sherlock Holmes all across London. It looks like he's going to continue being a popular fictional character for many more years to come. I wonder what Sherlock would make of today's forensic work and policing techniques. I guess we'll never know.
Okay, class, we are going to discuss now. Okay, before that, got some students not yet hand in your oral. Clip 1. I asked you all to write a dialogue. Remember? Okay, that person is, okay, those people are actually, okay, wait for the things to come up. We discuss first, huh? Okay, you all take out a red pen, all of you. All of you take a red pen. You can just mark. Okay. Okay, students, make sure your book is up to date. Huh? Okay, if the academic check us, this book will be checked as well. Okay, so everything must be up to date. Remember that, right? Okay, number 1, a statue of Sherlock Holmes. Okay, got statue or not? This guy. This guy has statue or not, students? Can all of you reply yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, correct. Okay, good. Holmes' famous address, 221B Baker Street. Is it correct? Holmes' famous address, is it the street, Baker Street? Yes or no, students? Yes. Okay. An interview with a writer of crime story. Got any interview or not? Number 3, must indicate the question number, otherwise the student will be confused. Did he has any interview? Correct. No interview. Okay. Right. Okay, number 4. A visit to Sherlock Holmes pub. Do they visit? Do they visit? Yes. There's a pub. Okay. Right. Interview with an actor. Does it got any interview, students? Does it have any interview? Okay, no. An interview with a member of the Sherlock Holmes Society. So many interview. Got interview with a member or not? Yes, very good. Very attentive, huh? A visit to the police museum. Police museum with an ex-policeman. Ex-policeman, got or not? Ex-policeman, yes or no? Computer game. Got Sherlock computer, got Sherlock's brand computer game or not? Don't have. Okay, right. Now next. The streets of London are full. Yeah, this one you all don't see, also can fill in the blanks. The streets of London are full. Full of, correct. More than 100 years ago, Sherlock Holmes led the fight. Fight. Number 2. Fight against, correct. Yes. 3. But not all the famous characteristics associated London were real. Yes, associated with, correct. Sherlock Holmes wasn't a real person, but you can find evidence. Evidence what? Evidence of, correct. Very good. There's a pub name. There's a pub name after him, yes. He was famous. He was famous for his forensic, yes. His creator, Conan Doyle, visited Police Museum to get inspiration. Inspiration for his stories. He was really interested in, yes, correct. Very good. Okay, right. Dictation. Dictation is like most here. But this one is doesn't really look like most here. Okay. Have you all done this, students? Have you all done this? The streets of London are 2 words. Full of, yes, correct. Full of mystery. B, the has been popular ever since he was created by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle in late 1800s. The what? fictional character. Okay, what is fiction, students? Fiction is an imaginary character or real character? Yes, it's an imaginary character. Okay, good. C. C. Since then, Holmes has appeared in many films from black and white classic to Other than Mingjie, the rest of you, are you all okay? You all not yet do, is it? Okay, apologize because I need to be a bit fast. Hollywood blockbusters, huh? Okay, done, ABC. Okay, class, actually, I don't really watch English movies. I watch English movies selectively. Selectively means I don't watch all. I watch certain one only lah, okay? But I'm not sure about you all, right? Maybe you all really love English movies, okay? So, okay, we are not going to do this. Make the student into group of, okay, we are not going to do this class, okay? And for the discussion, you are going to do individually because we are not in the school for the discussion. Okay, class, do you like reading detective story? Okay, I just want to know how many of you have reading habits? Reading habits means how many of you have any kind of reading habit, comics, English books, or any languages, Japanese or Korean, any languages? Yes, you may go. Can you raise up your hand? How many of you have reading habits? As long as you read, comics also can. Okay, not many people. Okay, right? All right. Okay, so for those students, if you have reading habits, you can share. But, okay, what is detective story, students? Can you give me any examples of detective story? Detective means they will go and investigate. It's like a drama, but I don't have any like okay, Yushen has shared one, but I don't have any impression that I have watched. Okay, but nowadays, like I really don't have any time to watch TV, students. Okay, every time if the TV is switch on, every time it's Cocomelon only, right? So I'm not sure about this. So if you all have, if you all like, you all can share. Do you like, even though you don't read, but you like, you can also write. Do you like reading detective story? Yes, I like, or no, I don't like. Sherlock Holmes aside, can you recommend any other famous detective stories? Okay, I allow you to Google. You can write about one detective story. Can you Google it now? And complete this in 5 minutes time. Can you? Don't write a lot, students. I want you to write 3 sentences. 3 sentences are enough. Understand? Understand, everyone? Okay, because why I ask you to Google, when you Google, you get more detective stories. So at least you will remember 1 or 2, which might be useful later on. Okay? Right? Do it now. Sherlock. Okay, once you have done, I want y'all to start uploading to Clip3. Now, start uploading Clip3. You finish 3 sentences. You upload immediately to the homework that I have created. Understand? I set the due date. I set the time before 1 by 1. Okay. Tiaro. Clip 2 not yet finished. Chen Fong seat number 30, 36. 3 people. Are you all here? Are these 3 people here? 16, 30 and 36. Are these people here? Are these people here? Where are your Clip2? Where are your Clip2? Where? Don't you know that you need to upload? You know or you don't know? The whole class, 3 of you haven't uploaded yet. What happened? What happened, students? What happened?
Teacher, can you hear my voice?
Yes, now only I can hear.
Okay. Teacher, I'm sorry, but can you repeat what should I do because I can't remember what should I do.
Okay, did you miss any of my classes last week?
No, I didn't miss it, but I thought that this is the may I speak in Chinese because it was not.
You are speaking a good English, you can continue. I would love to listen to your English more.
Because I thought that this is what we need to like. That's why you because we need to.
Can you speak louder? I can't hear you now. A little bit louder, please.
Oh, okay. Can you hear my voice now?
Now, okay. Okay, what's the issue?
Because last week you tell us to form a group and we need to do oral test or what, speaking test or what. I thought that.
Okay, right. Okay. Do you see this work in your Google Classroom? Did you see the due date?
I'm sorry, I didn't see it before.
So you okay? Okay. So this is your problem now. Okay. Wait. I want to see another one more person who. This is seat number Chinche and seat number 30 is not here, is it? 30 and 30. Wait. 30 and 36. Both are here or not? Oh yeah. Yeah. What happened to you? Where's your? Oh. Okay. Okay, what about Chinche? What is your problem, Chinche?
Sorry, teacher. The rest of the dialogue is haven't done, but
Who is your pair?
Carol.
Okay, so I have 40 in this class, only 3 didn't do. So students seat number 16, you can ask your friend who have done. Because the rest 37, they have completed their work, which means that they have understood what I mean and they got their pair and then they have already done their dialogues. If the 3 of you got any, if my content is not comprehensible, I believe that the whole class will have problem, right? Or maybe more than 50%, but surprisingly, only 3 of you have issues. The rest I check, good. I don't have anything to like comment about. Okay, the 3 of you, if you have any issues, You just ask your friends, is it fine? Okay, because the rest they have completed. Can you understand me? Student seat number 16, Chiaro?
Yes.
Okay. 3 of you, that means I don't know which pair, because I say there are 2 people in one group, in one pair. So I don't know how you're going to form a pair if only 3 of you. Okay, so I'm going to set the due date now. Clip 3. Clip 3. You can start uploading now, class. Okay, many students are turning in. Good. Okay, the rest of the students, your work, no problem, very good. Okay. You have done as what I mentioned. Okay. Good job, good job. So only 3 of you can ask around. Qingye, did you upload link? Yihui also. Did you all upload link to the Clip2?
No way.
But I can't see, I can only see the Google Drive logo, that's all, and I can't preview.
I upload again.
Can, all right. There is one more, Qingyue and Yihui. The rest, no problem, class. The rest of you, you did a good job. Very good. Okay, well done. Okay, clip 3 faster, clip 3. 23 people. 23 people, that means I should have 34. 33 because 7 absent, right? Okay, so now we are going to do this. Welcome to hell. The last one before we do other work. This one just a while only. Michael Jackson's video. I think it wouldn't be lagging this time because it's YouTube video. Okay, while uploading clip 3, okay, listen to this.
Now, we're very lucky to be here at the London Palladium tonight because this stage has played host to some truly legendary performers in its time. Harry Houdini,
Peter Andre,
Frank Sinatra,
Little Mix,
Aretha Franklin,
the Venga Boys,
the Beatles,
Mr. Tumble.
And we're very pleased to welcome another legend onto this stage.
Joining the ranks of the Venga Boys and Mr. Tumble, it's Rowan Atkinson!
Hello. It's nice to see you all here. Now, as the more perceptive of you have probably realized by now, this is hell. And I am the devil. Good evening. But you can call me Toby, if you like. We try to keep things informal here, as well as infernal. That's just my little joke. Now, you're all here for eternity, which I hardly need tell you is a heck of a long time. But I'm sure you'll all get to know each other pretty well by the end. But for now, I'm going to have to divide you up into groups, if that's okay. Can you hear me at the rack? Well, if you'd stop screaming, that would help. Okay, now, murderers. Murderers? Over here, please. Thank you very much indeed. Looters and pillagers, over here, please. Thieves, if you could join us. And lawyers, you're in that one. You'd like to come down there. Thank you very much indeed. Yes, there's plenty of room. If the hedge fund managers would just move along a tiny bit. There we go. Fornicators, if you could step forward. My God, there are a lot of you. You're down here, but first, if you could form a queue in front of that small guillotine in the corner there. Thank you very much indeed. The French, are you here? Parfait. And the Americans. Yes, look, I'm sorry about this. Apparently, God had a little falling out with your founding fathers and damned the entire nation in perpetuity. He sends particular condolences to the Mormons, who he realizes put in an awful lot of work. But never mind, if you'd just like to come down here. Yes, if you'd just like to keep clear of that big space there, we're reserving for a Mr. Trump. Atheists. Atheists? You must be feeling a right bunch of nitwits. Come down here, please. Never mind. And everyone who saw Monty Python's Life of Brian. I'm sorry, turns out God can't take a joke after all. They're good. And Christians. Christians? Yes, I'm sorry. I'm afraid the Jews were right. Thank you very much indeed. Right, well, that's about it. Are there any questions? Yes. No, I'm afraid we don't have any toilets. I don't know if you read your Bible, but I'm afraid it's damnation without relief. If you didn't go before you came, then I'm afraid you're not going to enjoy yourself very much. But then I believe that's the idea. Okay, well, look, I'll see you all later at the barbecue. Or rather, on the barbecue. And generally, I just hope that you all have a terrible time. I'd like to leave you actually with another little joke of mine. I only know two jokes, informal, infernal, and this one. And this joke goes like this. It is, knock, knock. Who's there? Death. Death.
Because this legend onto this stage.
Joining the ranks of the Venga Boys and Mr. Tumble, it's Rowan Atkinson!
Okay, everyone. For number one, who is Toby? Toby is got two horns here. So Toby is who is Toby? Hello?
And we're very pleased to welcome another legend onto this stage.
Joining the ranks of the Venga Boys and Mr. Tumble, it's Rowan Atkinson!
Yes, correct. Devil. Okay, and you can also mention Rowan Atkinson. Okay, so number 1. Okay, I give you short answer, but you give me full answer. You just write Toby is or he is. That's all. Okay, Rowan Atkinson. Right? Okay, number 2. Who are the people Toby is talking to? Okay, Toby was referring, say you line up here, you line up here, you line up here, you line up here, right? So who are those people, students? Who are those people? They said welcome to people with sins. Okay, other than people with sins, who? It is in the hell, right? Who will be in the hell? People who have? People who died. Correct. Okay? Or people who died, or people who are in hell. Hell. Of course, people die only go to hell, right? Okay, good. Number 3. What do they do to people in hell? So, when Toby came, what is the first thing he did? 2 things. The first thing is, no, what do they do to the people in hell? What was he doing?
Now, as the more perceptive of you probably realized by now, this is hell. The devil, good evening. But you can call me Toby if you like. We try to keep things informal here, as well as infernal. That's just my little joke. Now, you're all here for eternity, which I hardly need tell you is a heck of a long time. But I'm sure you all get to know each other pretty well by the end. But for now, I'm going to have to divide you up into groups. If that's okay, can you hear me at the rack?
Okay, so he's going to divide them into groups, correct? The first thing, okay, what do they do to the people in hell, right? Okay, so the first thing, divide them into groups, or I can also accept another answer, which is this.
If that's okay, can you hear me at the rack? Well, if you'd stop screaming, that would help. Okay, now, murderers. Here, please. Thieves. Oh, yes, there's plenty of room if the hedge fund managers would just move along a tiny bit. There we go. Fornicators, if you could step forward. Americans. Sorry about this. Apparently, in perpetuity, who realize put in an awful lot of work for a Mr. Trump. Atheist. You must be feeling a right bunch of nitwits. Come down here, please. Don't mind.
Okay, there is one more. The answer is here.
Afraid the Jews were right.
Okay, right. So divide them into groups. That was the first thing. Okay, right? Okay, if you want to write another answer, this, because he was dividing, and then he give okay, you see class, like for Indians or Buddhists Hindus we know that, like, you know, there's something that we say hell, sepat sendiri, like that, correct or not? Then we say when we are alive, if we do a lot of bad things, then after we die we will have punishment, correct or not? That is what we believe. Yes or no, class? Yes or no? That is what people say, 地狱 and then 天堂. Am I right? Okay. So why? I don't. Same goes to Hindus as well. They say that if do a lot of bad things and then they will be fried in the oil. Am I right? The people will be fried in the oil. Have you ever heard? I mean, there are many stages. Each stage is different. Correct. So that's why he's dividing murderer, thief, this and that. Okay. So in now in the reality we have a quote. We have a quote. When people die, they have a quote there. But how true is this? I don't know. All this we read from the storybooks. We watch from movies. How true is this? Nobody can say. Okay. Nobody can say actually what would happen to us when we are no more. I don't know. A lot of questions, but all these questions don't have answers. For the people who are in the world, when we are still alive, we don't have the answers. Okay. So we went through trials to decide I'm typing, hold on. To decide their fate based on what they had done when they were still alive. Okay, right. This is another answer for number 3. Okay, either one is correct. Okay, as for number 4, the answer is already here. I'm sorry, I'm afraid the Jews were right. This is also another ethnicity. So number 4, Jews. 5, if you are one of these people, what will ask Toby? Oh my God. That means if one of us means when I hope we don't go to hell. Let's say, okay, this one is a 假设的问题。你们不要讲因为这么老师问这种问题。This one is just a hypothetical question. Do you know what is hypothetical question? When you do experiment, do you do hypothesis? Do you write hypothesis, students? Yes or no? So hypothesis, before we do the experiment, we just write what is the result, correct or not? That one we call as hypothetical question or hypothesis, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, the longer the thread, the shorter the length of the pendulum, whatever like that. So this one is a just the question. If you are one of those people, what will you ask Toby? I will ask Toby. What I will ask Toby? Okay, I think that I am in the hell because I have done something wrong. So I will ask Toby for another chance to correct my mistake. That is what I will ask. That is why I'm in the hell. So I want to ask him a chance for me to correct my mistakes so that I can go to heaven. This is what I will ask. Okay? So what will you ask? Please write number 5 and then after that, hand in. After that, you can start uploading. I give you about 7 minutes. Okay, I give you 7 minutes. Okay, class? I give you 7 minutes to complete. Okay, then start uploading. I'm checking now. Clip 4. If you have any questions, please ask me. Okay, you want to know any meanings or whatever, go ahead. Right? Okay, that was my opinion. You can ask Toby whatever you want, no problems at all. Okay, right? Okay, 29 minus 7. So 11 have done. Okay, I have some remaining. Okay, whoever done, you can take out your common exercise, students. Page 4. Shall we start the discussion? Okay, let me check who are still doing. Okay, still got a few more to go. Page 3 completely done, is it, students? Page 3, did we completely done it? Did we finish it completely? Did we finish it completely? Question 7, not yet. Okay, right. Depression. Okay. So now let's look at this. Okay, A. It me to see teenagers smoking. Okay, what is the answer, students? Eat. Eat. So, yeah, students. Depresses. Yes, there is an ES there. Okay, right? Okay, what about B? It depresses me. Yes, definitely is a verb. Okay. This is not a good color choice. Depresses. Okay, B. Giving up your dream is a very, okay, thought is a noun. So depressing. Class, I want to ask you all, depressed is also an adjective. Depressing is also an adjective. Why you choose depressing but not depressed? Who can tell me? Who can tell me this? Anyone? Okay. If you all want to copy this, you can copy. Okay. Right. So there is a difference. Sometimes you will see these two. Sometimes adjective got like starved. I'm starving. I'm starved. Okay. So the state of being depressed is depressive. But things that provoke depression are depressing. I'm depressed. 我感到很压力. I'm in a depressive mood. I have seen a depressing video. Depressing video 就是让你感到很压力的. Yeah, thought is a noun, definitely. But if you can see, there are two adjectives. I told you before, right? Before adjectives, we use before now we use adjective, correct or not? Correct or not, students? Right? Thought is definitely a noun, but we always say that before now we must use adjective. Okay? So depressed and depressing. You read this. I have seen a depressing video. 通常 ing 的话 provoke 就是被刺激到啊，这个被刺激到的东西是 the thought. Okay, you all can write down in some way this explanation. Okay, class? If you are able to write down, then you can use it. Okay? Okay, right? Okay, B. So B, the answer is depressing. C, the answer for C, students. She felt very, this is her own feeling. This is her own feeling. Depressed. Yes, correct. Okay, good. D. What about D? She suffered from severe. Severe means serious depression. Yes. Good. A, B, C, D, E. She racked up the past. Racked means she release. She share. She share is a verb. Racked is a verb. So the answer should be adverb. Yes. Depressingly. Correct. Depressingly. Okay. So now, can your anyone still need this? Anyone still need this, students? Anyone still need this? Or can I move on to the next one? Anyone still copying the explanation? You can raise up your hand. I will wait for you. Can wait for you. Nobody needs, huh? Okay, that's good. Okay, liberate class. What's the name of liberate class? You know, we have a Statue of Liberty. Okay, right? We have a Statue of Liberty. What is that actually? What is the meaning of liberation, liberty? What is the meaning of liberate class? Any idea? 解放, okay? Freedom, yes. Correct. Okay, we have a state, not in Malaysia, there is one Statue of Liberty. Correct. Freedom, you are right. So, as the troops withdrew means withdraw. 倒退, okay? The entire city celebrated the freedom. Celebrated the freedom. Okay, what's the answer for A? 8A. The whole city celebrated the liberation. Correct. What about B? What about B? Madonna is well known as a woman, as she is open-minded whenever she performs. Again, there are two adjectives. Which adjectives are you going to use? Liberated woman or liberating woman? Correct. Well done. Okay. Well done. Liberated. Huh? Okay, C. The city was by the advancing army. Army. Because of the soldiers. Yes. Any idea, students? Because of the soldiers, the city was. Yeah. Get or ma? C is liberated. Passive voice, class. Okay, it is liberated. Passive voice. Because was liberated. Passive voice. Okay, D. D. Being on your own can be extremely. Being on your own means whatever you like, whatever you want to wear, that is up to you. Okay, liberating. Yes, correct. Liberating. Okay, good. Next, number 9. Sufficient. What is the meaning of sufficient, students? What is the meaning of sufficient, class? Sufficient, another word for sufficient? Oh, I have enough. I don't want more food. I have enough water. Thank you. Yes, just enough. Don't want more. What's the answer, 9A? I have enough money to buy that house. I have. Correct. Very good. B. B. The plan was aborted due to. Okay, aborted means cancel. Aborted means cancel. Why the plan was cancelled? Because they don't have enough money. Answer, students. You all can just keep sharing so that we can discuss more questions. Yeah, insufficient. Okay, not enough. C. I have to per with an apology in the newspaper. Need to make an apology. Yes, good job. Because of the word to, definitely it is an original verb. Okay, the food is distributed is a verb. Distributed is a verb. So obviously the answer is the food is sufficiently. Yes, correct. Good job. Sufficiently. Donkey. The of funds is essential to establish a charity organization. Correct. You need to make sure that the money is enough. Sufficiency. Good job. Sufficiency. Yes, correct. Okay. Right. Okay. The last one before you go for a holiday. Before you can go for your recess. Okay, class. Number 10. Accumulate. Class, what is the meaning of accumulate? Accumulate means? What's the meaning of accumulate? I like to accumulate papers. I like to accumulate this. I like to accumulate that. What's the meaning of accumulate? Keep things or collect. Collect. You can also say collect. Okay, like to collect things. Keeping things, collecting things. Okay. 10A. All the aluminium tins, paper, and bottles can be accumulated. Yes. Okay. Accumulated. Or another one more answer. Accumulable. Okay, but this one class, bottles are. 你们在上面画一个bracket then you write are accumulable. We cannot say can be accumulable, but all the aluminium tins, paper, and bottles are accumulable or can be accumulated. Okay, right? Are you all following class? Yes or no? Can I see a yes or no, please? Are you all following? Yes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Can be. The of useful knowledge is important for one to succeed in the future. The more we accumulate our knowledge, the more successful we are. So the answer should be, students, accumulation, correct. The last one, C. Does had. Had. When no people use, the place is full of dust. Does had. Accumulated. Okay, got so much of dust there. So the last one, accumulated. Dust had accumulated during her absence. Okay, students, are you all fine? Anybody, you want to ask me any question? Okay, clip 5. One more student not yet hand in. Because only got 7 people are absent. Vivian, you forget to turn in, is it, Vivian? Because I can only see blank things, Vivian. Check your things again, Vivian. Check again. Okay, right, okay. Okay, students, so that's all for today. I will see all of you tomorrow again. Okay, minor test will be done on Friday because there will be so many students absent tomorrow. Okay, right? Okay, so that's all for today, everybody. Thank you. See you all tomorrow.